You're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Friedman, in your written testimony, you indicate that the Department of Energy, and I quote, contract management remains a significant management challenge. You also highlighted the fact in your testimony that the Department of Energy is the, quote, most contractor-dependent agency on the civilian side of the federal government. Ironically, you note that numerous Department of Energy Inspector General reports have documented missteps, I think they call them, associated with successfully managing the department's contracting process. Just a couple of examples. A February 2013 report from your office confirmed that LG Chem employees at the Michigan facility had little work to do and were spending time volunteering at local nonprofit organizations, playing games, and watching movies at the expense of the federal government and taxpayers. Also, number two, a review of the July 2012 security breach at NNSA's 2002 or Y-12 National Security Complex, a site which processes and stores uranium, identified, quote, troubling displays of ineptitude that were chalked up to a lack of contractor governance and federal oversight, which failed to identify and correct early indicators of multiple system breakdowns. And number three that grabbed me, your October 2012 report on foreign travel highlighted the fact that Department of Energy contractors, for some reason, are not bound by travel restrictions that DOE government employees have to adhere to. And so this suggests, of course, that the Department of Energy does not just have an isolated issue with some of its contracts, but rather suffers from a systemic problem in the agency's procurement system. And what actions you would take, I think we'd all like to hear, or would you recommend that DOE take to ensure effective contractor oversight to address those issues and similar issues which could conceivably be wasting billions and billions of taxpayer dollars every year?
Well, Mr. Posey, we have almost a whole inventory of recommendations to address the contracting, granting, cooperative agreement, financial assistance awards management in the Department of Energy. It is the weak underbelly, from my point of view, of the department. We do a huge amount of contracting. Virtually everything that we do, actually, with obviously some exceptions, is done by contract, including work with regard to the nuclear weapons, the management of our national laboratory system, and I could go on and on and on. What needs to be done? It seems to me we need to seriously revisit the question of finding the right balance between oversight of the contractors and, at the same time, encouraging the contractors, incentivizing the contractors to do the right thing. And it's a balance. It's an issue which has not been resolved in the many years that I've spent looking at the Department of Energy system. That's, to me, the prime recommendation.
Well, this is my first year on this committee, and so this is kind of shocking to me. And I get the feeling from what else I've read and from hearing you that this is not a new problem at DOE. And apparently there have been proposed solutions before. Can you give me a little bit of insight as to how they were received or taken?
Well, this is not a new problem. It's been going on for years. The fundamental structure of the way the Department of Energy manages really goes back to the Manhattan Project. It has many of the same elements that existed in the late 1940s, early 1950s, and 1960s. So it's a long-standing issue, and finding, as I say, finding that right balance is extremely difficult. A number of administrations have tried and made valiant efforts. The contractors frequently push back, sometimes their interests and the department's interest. Of course, when it comes to national security, I'm not quarreling with that, but their interest is not always exactly parallel to that of the department. So, as I say, finding the right balance is tricky, but it seems to me that's the avenue we need to pursue.
Well, but besides the obvious waste of billions of dollars of taxpayers' money, my next point was the threat to our national security to have such ineptitude, such incompetence, such belligerence, obviously, that they seem to be refusing to comply with the Inspector General's recommendations to remedy this situation?
Well, in fairness, Mr. Posey, the senior leadership of the department and the senior leadership with regard to the Y-12 matter, which is fresh and raw and very troubling, and you're absolutely correct. The department's leadership, and I'm not here to support them, I'm not here speaking for them, have gone to great lengths to make sure that the issues that we identified at Y-12 have been addressed. At some point in the future, in the not-too-distant future, we will be going back in there to see if, in fact, the remedies are as effective as they've been portrayed. So you have my commitment with regard to that, but you've struck a chord on the issue that is extremely important, and national security is of the highest priority, of course, and Y-12, presumably prior to the intrusion in the last summer, was thought to be the Fort Knox of the weapons complex.
Right. Yeah. Thank you.